has already begun to slow. 4 quiet places are waiting in a single line. Nothing will rush you from one to the next. The hours can blur without effort. This is one long stretch of calm. The spaces will change, but the pace will not. And the night will keep carrying you forward. The loft is warm over the dark lake. Old timber holds the night together. Reflections travel slowly over the ceiling. A ladder rises from the lower dock. Its rungs shine near the hatch. The hatch stands open by one handspan. Cool air moves through that small gap. It carries damp wood and clean water. No storm rides behind it. The first ceiling beam crosses the room at shoulder height. Its surface is rough and pale. Small nailheads form a dark line. Light from the lake reaches those nails. Each one brightens in turn. Then the silver moves on. A work table stands beneath the beam. A folded chart covers one end. It shows coves and depth lines. A stone holds the chart flat. Blue pencil marks follow the eastern shore. The final mark stops beside a reed bed. Near the chart, a brass compass rests in an open case. Its needle quivers once. Then it points north again. A pair of oarlocks lies beside the compass. Their metal has dulled with age. Water stains circle the lower rims. A dark green spool of waxed cord rests near the table edge. A knife sheath rests beside it. Its loose end forms one careful loop. A canvas tool roll hangs from a peg. The buckles are open. Wooden handles show between the folds. Across the loft, 2 low windows face the lake. Their panes are clear. Moonlight still lingers on the outer glass. Beyond them, the water looks almost black. A pale path crosses the surface. It widens near the dock posts. That moving path reaches the ceiling above. It bends around the rafters. It breaks into thin, wavering pieces. A rope cot stands below the left window. Its blanket is folded at the foot. Blue wool shows beneath a cream edge. A book rests face down near the pillow. The spine reads Northern Lakes. One page corner peeks from the cover. Beside the cot, a lantern sits on a wooden crate. Its glass is clean. The flame is turned very low. The lantern does not color the whole room. It warms only the cot and crate. The lake supplies the rest of the light. A small enamel cup stands near the lantern. Its rim is chipped in one place. The white inside catches a soft amber curve. At the far wall, 3 paddles hang beneath the roof slope. One is cedar. One is ash. One is painted deep blue. Their blades point toward the floor. paddles reach the rafters. Moving reflections pass over all three. The blue paddle takes the light first, then the cedar blade glows. The ash paddle returns to shadow. Below them, a narrow shelf holds jars of screws and hooks. Each lid has a pencil label. The writing is neat but faded. A coil of rope rests on the lowest plank. Its fibers look almost silver. One loop drops toward the floor. The loop stops above a wicker basket. Inside the basket, clean rags form soft squares. A red stripe crosses the upper cloth. Near the center of the loft, a skylight opens between roof boards. No rain touches it tonight. A dark branch reaches across one corner. Stars show through the uncovered glass. They appear faint beside the lake glow. The ceiling keeps both kinds of light. From below comes a small wooden knock. The tide boat has touched its bumper. The sound passes through the floor and fades. The loft answers with silence. Then another silver band reaches the roof peak. The room grows calm again. A life jacket hangs near the ladder hedge. Its straps are buckled loosely. The orange cloth looks brown in the dim. A folded raincoat hangs beside it. Water has dried along the hem. The sleeves fall straight down. On the floor, wide boards run from window to wall. Their knots make dark islands. The moving lake light drifts over them. One board carries a faint boot mark. Another shows a line from an old crate. Neither mark breaks the quiet. At the roof peak, a tiny brass bell hangs from cord. It is used when fog closes the lake. Tonight the air remains open. The boathouse loft holds its simple things: chart, compass, paddles, rope. The lake turns them silver and blue. Below the floor, the narrow boat shifts once more. The bumper takes the sound. The dock returns to stillness. Across the ceiling, reflections keep traveling. They reach the far beam. They fold there and begin again. The loft does not need a lamp for every corner. The water finds them slowly. The night leaves nothing harsh behind. Near the right window, a small wooden box holds fishing floats. Red cork tops show through the open lid. Their round shapes look soft in the moonlight. A folded net hangs from the next peg. Its fine knots cast a quiet pattern. The pattern moves as the water moves. The house above the lake remains hidden among trees. No road reaches this room. Only the dock and dark water lead here. For now, the loft listens to both. The boards stay warm. The lake below keeps turning light toward the ceiling. The silver bands drift farther into the loft. They leave the windows and cross the work table. The chart gains a pale, moving border. seems larger than before. Below the table, a narrow cabinet holds spare hardware. Its doors are open. Shallow drawers sit in two quiet columns. Brass rings fill the first drawer. Wooden pegs fill the next. A small tin of graphite rests alone. Farther along the wall, a repair bench faces the lake. A cedar paddle lies across two blocks. Its blade has been sanded clean. Fresh grain shows under the moving light. The pale lines follow the paddle's curve. A strip of cloth protects the handle. Above it, clamps hang from an iron rail. Short ones near the left, long ones near the corner. Their shadows cross the roof boards. The shadows lengthen and shorten with the water. No electric light creates that rhythm. The loft path bends around the repair bench. Old rugs soften the boards there. Each rug carries a different faded pattern. One shows red diamonds. Another shows green stripes. The smallest holds only worn blue threads. At the back corner, a cupboard stores folded sails. White canvas fills the lower shelves. Brown paper separates each bundle. A tag on the top bundle reads, "Small Dory." Another reads, "West Wind." The letters were written with a broad pencil. The cupboard doors are tied with cotton tape. The bow sits near the middle. A short end curls against the wood. Beside the cupboard, a pulley block hangs from a ceiling hook. Its wheel is polished at the groove. The rope below ends in a tidy coil. Lake light reaches the metal axle. A small flash appears. It disappears before reaching the wall. The right window looks over a line of reeds. Their dark stems gather near the shore. A slow breeze bends the outer tips. Their movement enters the room as reflection. Thin green-gray lines ripple over the ceiling. The roof becomes a second lake. The loft grows quieter toward the back wall. The dock sounds reach it only faintly. The lake becomes more light than noise. A narrow door there opens into a storage nook. The latch is wooden. The frame leans slightly toward the roof. Inside, boat cushions stand on edge. Striped canvas covers each one. Their corners touch but do not bend. A rolled awning rests across the upper shelf. Leather straps circle both ends. A brass buckle catches a dim glow. On the lower shelf, storm lanterns stand in a row. Their tanks are empty. Their glass chimneys shine like pale bottles. One chimney has a tiny bubble in the glass. The bubble catches the lake light. Then it vanishes inside the curve. A paper packet of spare wicks lies beside them. The packet is folded twice. Blue thread holds it closed. Back in the main loft, a hanging chair faces the windows. Its woven seat is deep and rounded. A small cushion rests inside. The chair hangs from a thick roof beam. Its rope shows no strain. The seat turns only a fraction. That slight turn changes the shadows nearby. The lantern stripe shifts across the cushion. Then the chair settles facing the lake. A low chest stands behind the chair. Its lid supports a folded wool coat. The collar points toward the window. Inside the chest are winter mooring lines. The lid remains closed. A stenciled word reads, North Dock. The back beam holds old regatta flags. Their colors have faded into rust and cream. Triangular points overlap near the wall. One flag carries a white number 7. Another shows a small blue star. The fabric hangs without stiffness. The lake reflection reaches the flags unevenly. The number brightens first. The blue star appears a moment later. From below comes the low scrape of rope against wood. A knot tightens on the cleat. The sound ends before the chair moves again. No footsteps climb the ladder. No engine approaches across the water. The loft keeps its unhurried night. At the work table, the compass needle remains north. The chart still shows the marked cove. The smooth stone stays over the paper. Above them, the ceiling gathers wider patterns now. The lake surface has begun to change. Small ripples make broader bands. Those bands pass over the paddles. They reach the skylight frame. They dissolve near the roof peak. The loft follows their motion without sound. Its beams turn bright, then dark. Its corners remain warm and calm. Near the ladder hatch, a brass cleat is mounted on the floor. A short practice rope circles it twice. The knot is simple and exact. A small card beside it shows 4 tie patterns: bowline, cleat hitch, square knot, loop. The ink has softened with age. Nothing here feels displayed. The tools belong to real use. The room simply waits between lake days. The lantern near the cot burns lower now. Its amber circle grows smaller. The water light becomes the loft's true clock. At the windows, the reeds shift once more. Their reflection crosses the ceiling. The boathouse carries the lake overhead. The lake turns softly below. The room listens, still. A faint gray begins behind the eastern trees. The lake stays dark beneath the boathouse. Reflections still wander across the ceiling. The loft receives morning by slow degrees. The lantern near the cot is almost finished. Its flame has narrowed to a gold thread. Window light gathers around it. The chart on the work table now shows every shoreline mark. Coves curve around the page. Depth lines gather near the eastern point. The blue pencil route ends by the reed bed. The smooth stone still holds the paper. The brass compass rests beside it. Its needle no longer quivers. North sits clean beneath the glass. The open case catches a pale edge. At the repair bench, the cedar paddle looks warmer Fresh grain rises through the sanded blade. The cloth around the handle remains tied. A thin stripe of dawn reaches the oil jar. The lower bristles turn amber. The hand plane shows a muted bronze line. Clamps above the bench lose their long shadows. Their real shapes become clearer. Iron jaws, wooden pads, dark screws. The stool beneath them keeps its copper strap. Sawdust remains in its narrow crescent. No fresh shaving joins it. Across the rugs, color returns by degrees. Red diamonds show first. Green stripes follow. Blue threads appear last. The storage cupboard near the back wall gains a pale outline. Small Dory can be read easily now. West wind appears below it. Cotton toilet take still closes the doors. The knot lies flat against the wood. No bundle presses outward. The pulley block above turns slightly toward the window. The axle catches one cool flash. The rope coil remains below. Outside, the reeds take shape along the shore. Thin frost edges some stems. Water shows between them like dark glass. A bird moves once across the far bank. Only its reflection reaches the loft. A quick shadow slides over the ceiling. Then the larger silver bands return. They cover the brief mark. The roof becomes calm again. Near the sill, the field glass stays on folded felt. The cracked leather now looks brown. The lenses hold two small gray circles. The water-level notebook remains open. Dates fill the page. The pressed reed lies between them. At the storage nook, boat cushions keep their upright row. The rolled awning rests above. Storm lanterns stand below. Their chimneys gather morning light. The tiny bubble appears inside one pane. It looks like a drop that never falls. The hanging chair faces the windows. Its cushion has not shifted. The thick rope remains firm at the beam. A broader ripple moves under the boathouse. The chair answers with one slow turn. It settles before facing the room. Behind it, the wool coat stays folded on the chest. North Dock remains visible on the lid. The collar shows a faded green lining. Old regatta flags hang along the back beam. Rust, cream, soft blue. The white number 7 grows clear. The blue star appears beside it. Both marks look gentle in the gray light. Neither flag needs wind to be seen. Below the floor, the tide boat moves against its bumper. The contact makes a low, hollow note. Water closes around the hull again. The ladder hatch still stands open by one handspan. Cool air rises through it. The smell of the lake feels cleaner now. At the opening, the life jacket hangs beside the raincoat. Orange cloth returns beneath the dimness. Dry watermarks remain near the coat hem. practice rope still circles the brass cleat. 4 knot patterns sit on the small card. The faded names can be read. Beyond the glass, rain threads the narrow lane. Inside, the workshop listens to its own wood. A lamp burns beneath a green shade. Its circle rests on the central bench. Everything beyond it waits in amber shadow. The front door is locked with a brass key. A velvet curtain covers the lower pane. Water beads along the upper glass. Across the room, shelves climb to the ceiling. Cases of walnut, oak, and black lacquer stand shoulder to shoulder. Their dials hold different hours. One shows 12 past 2. Another waits at 6. A small carriage clock points toward midnight. None agree. That is part of the quiet. The bench carries the evening's unfinished work. A pocket watch lies open on a square of chamois. Its balance wheel has been removed. Beside it, a row of screws rests in a shallow tray. Each screw is smaller than a grain of rice. The tray has 7 narrow channels. A loop sits near the edge. Its black rim shines under the lamp. A faint circle marks the place where it was set down. The clockmaker's stool is pushed back. One leg touches a strip of worn floor. The leather seat holds a soft hollow. Above the bench, hand tools hang from tiny hooks. Tweezers, files, pin vices. Their shadows lean across the plaster. A long regulator clock occupies the far wall. Its glass door is open. The brass pendulum hangs perfectly vertical. The bob catches the lamp in one pale crescent. The rod rises into darkness. No tick follows. Rain moves across the shop front. The reflections slide over the floorboards. They reach the regulator and break against its base. Near the wall, a narrow cabinet contains labeled drawers. Mainsprings, jewels, hands, crowns. The lettering is faded but exact. Every drawer closes flush. Only one stands open by the width of a fingernail. Inside it, blue paper holds 3 moon-shaped springs. Their edges gleam. The paper has darkened at the folds. A wooden rack displays pocket watches without chains. Silver cases rest in shallow cups. One case bears a worn engraving of wheat. Another carries 2 initials. A third is plain. Their lids reflect the lamp in small, muted arcs. The workshop window looks toward the lane. A striped awning hangs above it. Rainwater drops from the lowest edge. Each falling drop distorts the glass for an instant. Street light stretches. Then the pain clears again. At the rear, a curtain divides the shop from the workroom. The fabric is dark red. A braided cord holds it to one side. Beyond it, another bench faces a smaller window. This bench is older. Knife marks cross its front rail. A dismantled mantel clock rests there. Its white dial leans against the wall. Roman numerals curve around a hairline crack. The clock's case stands empty. Dust has been brushed from the inner ledge. A fresh strip of felt waits nearby. The felt is deep green. A chalk line crosses one end. Scissors lie open beside it. On the upper shelf, glass domes cover delicate mechanisms. One protects a brass anniversary clock. Another shelters a miniature lighthouse automaton. The lighthouse is no taller than a cup. Its painted windows are dark. A tiny mirrored sea circles the base. The mechanism beneath it has also stopped. The sea does not turn. The little tower holds its beam inside. Near the back window, a kettle sits on a cast iron stove. The stove has gone cold. A cup stands upside down on a cloth. The cloth carries a blue border. One corner has been repaired by hand. The stitches are almost invisible. A coat hangs behind the door. Rain has dried along the shoulders. A narrow measuring chain peeks from one pocket. The air carries beeswax, oil, and old paper. Nothing sharp. Nothing fresh from the street. The ceiling is crossed by dark beams. Between them, plaster shows a warm cream tone. A small crack runs toward the chimney breast. It stops above a framed certificate. The ink has browned with age. A gold seal still catches the light. Below it, a drawer clock waits on a testing stand. Its wooden dial is painted with roses. The hands meet at 4. A key rests beneath the stand. Its bow is shaped like a clover. The shaft points toward the bench. Near the floor, a basket holds discarded packing straw. A folded newspaper lines the bottom. Only the date can be read. Rain deepens outside. The lane grows emptier. The shop front gathers a darker reflection. Inside, the clocks hold their separate hours. The lamp hums faintly. The workshop settles around the silence. At the central bench, the open watch receives a narrow shine. A bridge plate brightens. Then the rain shifts the window light away. The loop rests near the edge. The tiny screws wait in their channels. Every pendulum has stopped, yet the old building still shifts around them. A beam gives one low wooden sigh. The sound crosses the cases. It reaches the glass. Rain carries it away. The lamp is low. Past the red curtain, the workroom narrows beneath the roof. The smaller window faces a courtyard well. Rain circles down the bricks. A pale drain pipe divides the view. Here the lamp does not reach. Light arrives from a frosted globe above above the rear bench. Its glow is milk-white and steady. A rack of unfinished hands stands below it. Some are blued steel, some are brass. One pair has been painted ivory. They are fixed into cork by their tips. Long minute hands rise above shorter companions. Their shadows make a fine forest on the wall. The cracked mantle dial waits nearby. Its numerals have been cleaned. A soft brush lies across the number 8. A saucer holds cloudy water from the work. Black dust has settled along the rim. The surface reflects the globe. Under the bench, a treadle lathe occupies a wooden frame. Its belt hangs slack. The wheel rests with one spoke at the top. A curl of brass remains beside the cutting tool. It is thin as ribbon. The end coils inward like a fern. Against the courtyard wall, pigeonholes contain envelopes. Each envelope carries a surname and a date. Some paper has turned the color of tea. One is tied with green thread. Another has a wax stain. A third bears a drawing of a missing gear. The clockmaker has written measurements around the drawing. Tiny fractions crowd the margin. A question mark sits beside one tooth. A cabinet above the pigeonholes opens with 2 glass doors. Within it, bottles stand in descending height. Oil, shellac, cleaning spirit. The smallest bottle has a ground stopper. The largest wears a paper cap. A drop of amber liquid clings inside one neck. Lower shelves hold boxes for finished repairs. Each box is lined with cotton. Blank tags wait beneath the lids. The nearest contains an empty impression. A round watch once rested there. The cotton has kept its shape. Farther back, a steep stair climbs to the loft. A chain crosses the first step. Its hook is fastened to an eye in the wall. The stair treads are narrow and dark. Their centers have been polished by years of shoes. Dust gathers only near the edges. Above, the loft hatch is closed. A seam of darkness outlines it. Rain taps somewhere on the roof beyond. The sound enters unevenly. 3 light drops. A pause. Then a soft scatter over slate. A tall case clock stands beneath the stair. Its hood has been removed and placed on a blanket. The exposed movement fills the upper frame. Wheels overlap in bronze circles. Teeth meet without pressure. A chain descends toward 2 iron weights. The weights hang at different heights. One nearly touches the floor. The other stops beside the waist molding. A paper label is pinned inside the case. It records the last cleaning. The ink is still blue. On the floor beside it, a shallow pan holds old oil. A faint rainbow crosses the surface. The colors shift when rain brightens the window. The courtyard drain begins to whisper. Water finds the pipe. The sound travels behind the bricks. It does not resemble a clock. It has no measured interval. It bends and thins as the rain changes. That loose rhythm passes through the workroom. Glass bottles answer with a brief vibration. The tall case remains silent. At a side desk, Ledgers are stacked beneath a stone weight. Their cloth spines show years in gold. Several numbers have rubbed away. The upper book is open. A column lists repairs received in autumn. Another records dates returned. Between the entries, the clockmaker has drawn a small leaf. Its stem curls beneath the final line. The pencil point fades before the edge. A ruler lies across both pages. One end is stained dark by ink. The brass strip along its side has dulled. Near the desk, an umbrella dries in a copper stand. Its wooden handle curves toward the wall. 4 drops gather beneath the ferrule. The coat from the front room casts a narrow shadow through the curtain. Its measuring chain catches the rear light. For a moment, one link shines. Then the frosted globe steadies the room again. Ivory hands in the rack seem almost white. Blue steel turns toward charcoal. A small clock for a dollhouse occupies the corner shelf. Its face is smaller than a coin. 2 painted hands point to 9. The wooden case has a working door. A minute key hangs from thread beside it. The thread is knotted to a pin. Above the shelf, a framed photograph shows the workshop long ago. The same window appears behind 3 figures. The benches were new then. The faces are too dim to study. Aprons form pale shapes. A wall clock in the photograph points to another forgotten hour. Below the frame, a metronome stands among clock parts. Its wooden cover has been removed. The metal arm leans left. A scale of numbers runs behind it, grave near the base. Rain governs the room instead. It slips through the courtyard pipe. The metronome offers no reply. Under the bench, brass curls beside the lathe. Above it, unfinished hands point into the quiet. Glass receives the dawn. Toward morning, the rain becomes a mist. The lane loses its silver threads. Window glass turns gray. The workshop begins to separate from its shadows. Walnut cases emerge first, then brass rims, then the pale faces of clocks along the shelves. Their hours are easier to read now. 2:17, 6 exactly, 11:58. The difference between them feels gentle. Each dial preserves a private interruption. None demands correction before dawn. Under the green shade, the lamp grows warmer against the new light. Its circle tightens around the open pocket watch. Screws glimmer in their narrow tray. The empty space for the balance wheel is still precise. A bridge spans one side of the movement. Ruby bearings appear as dark red points. The clockmaker's loop rests beside the chamois. A single fiber clings to its rim. The black edge shows years of handling. Across the front room, rainwater leaves the awning in slower drops. They fall one by one. The lane receives each without echo. A bakery window glows at the far corner. Its light does not enter the shop. It draws a small gold rectangle on wet stone. Inside, the regulator clock stands with its door ajar. Morning settles on the pendulum bob. The crescent of lamplight becomes a full, dull circle. The rod disappears into the movement above. Fine suspension wire holds the weight. Everything is ready except motion. Beside the cabinet, blue paper in the open drawer has softened at its folds. 3 curved springs lie upon it. Their shadows are now visible. Labels across the drawer fronts can be read without the lamp. Escapements, staffs, pins, keys. A lower drawer carries no word. Its brass pull has been polished brighter than the rest. A small scratch arcs beneath it. At the rack of pocket watches, engraved wheat brightens along the stems. The initials on the next case become clear. A plain lid reflects the window. None of the cases opens. The rack leans back on its stand. Cotton cups cradle the silver. Through the red curtain, the rear room changes more slowly. The courtyard well holds a square of pearl-colored sky. Mist drifts past the drainpipe. The frosted globe is still lit. Its white circle meets the dawn without conflict. One light belongs to work. The other belongs to weather. On the bench, cleaned Roman numerals surround the cracked dial. The brush lies over 8. The saucer water has cleared near the center. A trace of black dust forms a crescent at the rim. The shape resembles a new moon. It trembles when water moves in the pipe. Underneath, the treadle lathe has gathered a cool sheen. Its top spoke points toward the bench. The slack belt curves between 2 wheels. The brass shaving beside the tool has not uncoiled. Morning finds every turn of it. The ribbon gives back a quiet yellow line. At the stair, the chain still crosses the first step. The loft hatch remains closed. Slate above receives the final mist. There are fewer taps now. Long spaces open between them. Within those spaces, the building can be heard. A joint settles near the chimney. Glass gives a tiny click inside one cabinet. The floor adjusts beneath the tall case. These sounds have no sequence. They do not count the minutes. They belong to wood, temperature, and weight. The exposed movement under the stair takes the gray light. Bronze wheels overlap. Iron weights hang at their unequal levels. The paper label inside the case reads clearly now. Cleaned in October. Return after testing. Testing has paused with the rest of the room. The blue ink carries no urgency. The pen holds the note flat. holds its white dark above the trees. No car is climbing the road. The shelter at the overlook keeps a little warmth. Timber posts hold the roof. The concrete pad keeps the days cold in silence. At the edge of the shelter, a park map stands under glass. The trails are printed in thin lines. A red dot marks the overlook. No finger follows the route. No new note is pinned there. The glass keeps one faint reflection of the lamp. The lamp itself hangs from a black bracket. Its metal cap is dull with weather. The bulb glows low and steady. The circle of light falls across wet concrete. It reaches a bench. It reaches the lower rail. It stops there. Beyond that line, the overlook returns to dark. A row of binocular viewers stands along the rail. Their bodies are silver and cold. Each eyepiece cap stays shut. No coin turns in a slot. No face leans close. The viewers keep their aim at the mountain. The mountain is not fully visible at once. Cloud and moonlight divide it. A snow slope appears, then a darker shoulder, then the broad white line of the upper face. The summit remains inside higher cloud. It does not need to clear. The shape below is enough. At the near post, a warning sign is bolted to the rail. Cliff edge. Stay behind rail. The white letters show sharply in the lamp. No boot crosses the painted line on the ground. No hand rests on the chain beyond it. The overlook keeps its own boundary. A log bench faces the mountain. Its seat is dry near the wall. The outer edge is dark with dew. One carved initial shows near the right arm. The cut is old and pale. It stays there without asking to be read. At the shelter wall, a brochure box holds folded park maps. The top map has slipped forward a little. A rain-dark thumbprint marks one corner. No map is taken. The stack keeps its shape. The box door stays closed. A metal trash can stands near the entrance path. Its lid reflects the lamp in a bent yellow oval. The oval shakes once when a moth taps the glass. Then the moth is gone. The lid turns dull again. The path remains empty. At the far side of the shelter, a donation tube is fixed to a post. The slot is narrow and black. A small sign thanks visitors for trail support. No envelope touches the slot tonight. No paper edge waits there. Only the sign and the post remain in the light. Below the overlook, the forest drops in dark layers. Fir tops hold the moon in broken silver lines. Nothing moves among them. A little wind reaches the needles once. One soft pass. Then the trees return to stillness. From somewhere lower on the slope, a creak can be heard. Not clearly, only as a thin, cold thread behind the night. It does not come closer. It stays below the road. The overlook lets it remain there. Near the main post, a bell-shaped metal cap covers an emergency phone box. The lid is latched. The red label beneath it remains untested. A small spider web has caught to one hinge. Its threads hold one drop of dew. The drop remains bright for a second. Then it turns gray again. At the roofline, the last board of the shelter shows a dark knot in the grain. Moonlight reaches the knot once. Then cloud takes that line away. The shelter does not answer the change. The lamp stays on. The map stays flat. The bench stays empty. A narrow strip of road can be seen through the pines below. It is pale with old frost. No headlights pass between the trunks. The parking pullout is empty. White lines show on the pavement. A dusting of grit sits near the curb. At the entrance sign, the park emblem looks darker than the post around it. The paint has weathered at the edges. The board still stands square. Nothing begins here. Nothing arrives late. The overlook keeps its cold quiet beside Mount Rainier. The lamp remains the warmest thing in sight. The rail remains still. The mountain holds the rest. Near the bench, a small coin-operated scope points over the drop. Its body is cold and matte. The eyepiece cap remains closed. No quarter turns in the slot. No hand steadies the barrel. The scope keeps its long, patient aim. A wooden brochure table stands under the side window. Snow safety cards fill one rack. Avalanche updates sit in another. The cards remain square in their rows. One corner curls on the top sheet. Nothing smooths it down. At the threshold, a rubber mat holds scattered cinders. The black grains sit in the grooves. No boot disturbs them. A small plaque fixed to the beam names the overlook. The brass has gone dark at the corners. The letters remain easy to read. Far up the mountain, one cloud edge thins. A brighter strip of snow appears. Past the lamp, the overlook wall turns toward the small west room. The door is closed. A square of light shows under it. The room beyond is the old ranger station for this site. Maps are kept there. Weather reports are checked there. Tonight it stays shut. A window beside the door looks into the room. A desk lamp is on. Its shade turns the papers below it amber. One map lies open across the desk. Contour lines circle the crater. A pencil rests across the lower corner. No hand reaches for it. No fresh mark is added. The lamp keeps the page in place. Above the desk, a pegboard holds field tools. A flashlight hangs by its loop. A radio charger glows with one small green point. The radio itself is missing from the dock. It may be on another desk. The empty space remains clean and exact. At the wall below the window, a long bench holds folded snow gaiters. A thermos sits beside them. Its lid is closed. One pair of gaiters is strapped together. The other pair lies looser. The buckles catch the lamp and then go dark. Along the outer rail, the overlook narrows. Posts stand closer together here. The drop beyond them feels deeper. A viewing plaque is bolted to the top board. Glacier Peak, Tatoosh Range, Paradise Valley. The names are stamped in small capitals. No finger moves across them. No beam from a phone light reaches the metal. The plaque keeps its cold shine. At the far corner, a windbreak wall reaches shoulder height. Snow has gathered at its base. The drift climbs partway up the boards. The upper edge remains bare. Moonlight holds there in a thin line. Nothing falls from it. Below the wall, a low storage chest sits against the siding. Its lid is shut. A brass latch keeps the front closed. A sticker on the lid reads, "Trail Files." The sticker has begun to peel at one corner. The corner does not lift farther. On the ground near the chest, a broom of bundled twigs leans in a bucket. The handle is worn smooth at the grip. The twigs flare outward in a neat fan. Beside the broom, a scoop for gravel hangs from a hook. The scoop is empty. Its edge stays clean. From the woods below, no animal sound rises. No branch cracks. No snow slides from the trees. The mountain keeps the wider silence. The overlook keeps the nearer one. At the end of the rail, another coin viewer faces the summit. The metal is colder here. A skin of frost touches the base. The eyepiece cap is still on. A thin chain holds it in place. The chain hangs without sway. Near the viewer, a sign reminds visitors to remain on paved surfaces. The white border is bright in the lamp. The post stands square. One bolt in the post has gone orange at the edge. The rust has not spread far. It makes a small, rough ring around the metal. At the service room window, a kettle sits on a hot plate that is switched off. The cord is wound into a short loop. No steam touches the glass. A spiral notebook lies beside it. Tonight's weather summary fills half a page. Wind low. Visibility fair. Surface frozen. The last line is short. Road quiet after midnight. No line follows it. At the far side of the overlook, a wooden box holds emergency blankets. The lid is stamped in red. The paint is a little worn. The latch remains set. Below the box, the concrete changes color where old meltwater dried. A wide, pale shape stretches toward the wall. It stops at a seam and disappears. The shelter roof gives one small, settling tick. One sound. Then the same light and stillness remain. Nothing begins in the west room. Nothing begins at the rail. The overlook keeps its quiet order above the sleeping mountain. Far down the slope, one snow pole reflects a trace of moonlight. Then cloud takes it away. The road remains hidden among the pines. The lamp near the door stays on. The maps stay flat. The frost stays at the base of the viewer. The whole place holds together in short, calm pieces. Wood, metal, snow, height, the mountain above all of it. A pair of folding stools rests below the bench. Their canvas seats are striped green and white. The strap stays snapped. At the threshold, a rubber mat holds scattered cinders. Black grains sit in the grooves. No boot crosses them tonight. A wooden donation box stands near the wall map. Its slot is narrow. The surface is worn smooth by old hands. No envelope reaches the slot. No coin touches the lid. The box keeps its patient stillness. Along the ceiling beam, a string of old hooks remains empty. They once held lanterns in storm weather. Shadows stay in line. Outside the west rail, the forest falls away in dark layers. One opening between the firs shows a little snowfield below. The white surface keeps a strip of moon. A cloud edge passes over it. The white strip fades. Then the opening returns to black. Near the post, a paper cup lies upside down on the rail. Its rim is soft from damp. No wind lifts it. The overlook lets it stay. That is part of the night here. A pale gray begins behind the mountain. The overlook does not brighten at once. The lamp beside the map still holds the warmer light. The rail remains cold under it. The wet concrete stays darker than the steps. The shelter keeps the same quiet shape. Mount Rainier shows more of itself now. The lower snowfields separate from the trees. The upper cone remains in cloud. One ridge line appears more clearly. Then the cloud settles lower again. Nothing changes beyond that. At the main post, the warning sign looks flatter in the gray. Cliff edge remains sharp in white letters. The chain beyond it still hangs untouched. No new track crosses the painted line. No glove has been left on the rail. The overlook remains closed to action. The rocking chairs near the wall keep their places. One pale scratch on the nearest arm shows more clearly. The folded blanket stays square across the second chair. A little damp has gathered along the outer slat of the bench. The dry center is narrower now. No one comes to take the seat. The lamp itself keeps its low, steady glow. Its metal cap is dull with old weather. One moth mark remains on the glass from warmer months. The park map under glass shows more of the fine table, the ashtray reflects less gold now. Morning has taken some warmth from the light. The glass still holds the shape of the shelter above it. At the entrance path, the trash can lid is gray instead of yellow. Its bent oval reflection has gone flat. The path below it remains empty. Through the pines, the road is easier to see. It curves past one pale drift and disappears again. No headlights move between the trunks. The parking pullout keeps its white lines and loose grit. Nothing rolls in. Nothing backs out. The hour remains unclaimed. Below the shelter, the forest stays in deep layers. One strip of creek can be heard again. Thin, cold, far below the road. The sound does not widen. It stays behind the trees. The overlook lets it remain there. At the far railing, the mounted viewer keeps its aim over the lake. The eyepiece cap is still on. A thin line of frost remains near the base. No quarter enters the slot. No hand turns the barrel. The metal keeps its own stillness. At the west room window, the desk lamp remains on. The map across the desk still lies open. The pencil keeps its place at the lower edge. Above it, the pegboard is clearer now. The flashlight hangs straight. The empty radio dock remains exact and dark. The kettle on the hot plate stays cold. No steam has touched the pane. The notebook beside it keeps the same last line. Road quiet after midnight. That line remains the last line. No fresh note follows. Along the outer wall, the windbreak boards take more gray and less moon. Snow remains banked at their base. The drift line has not moved. The storage chest below them stays shut. Trail Flags is still readable on the lid. The peeling sticker corner stays where it was. Near the lower stair, the chain with the closed at night sign remains in place. Needles cover the first step below it. No early walker waits there. The twig broom in the bucket remains upright. The gravel scoop stays empty. The metal edge keeps its clean curve. At the east wing, the guest journal still lies open. The earlier line about snow on the mountain remains the last line. The pencil stays tucked in the spine. The thermos beside it remains shut. No steam ever rose from it in this cold air. The brushed steel now looks almost gray. Along the rail, the snow gauge keeps the same red mark. Yesterday's reading still hangs beneath it. No new number has been written. The bench in the east wing still faces the mountain. The bowed slat in the center remains slight. The boot prints below it still end in white dust. Nothing carries them farther. Nothing adds a second set. The boards beyond remain clean. Near the last room, the curtain left open a little has not shifted. Inside, the room remains dim. glass pitcher on the night table catches a pale line. No latch clicks. No curtain ring slides. The guest wing stays in its own small sleep.